What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we are doing another build video. Last time we upgraded my sound rack and it came out pretty cool. Today we're going to be working on something a little bit different. And by different, I mean we are going to be installing every last bit of tech I have into my new TV booth. I'm officially attempting making the switch from a standard powerboard stereo T to a fully featured TV booth. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because one, the 70-inch TV is really cool, and two, this thing has a built-in rack. So as far as setup time goes, I'm eliminating bringing a whole piece of equipment into a venue, which is going to significantly decrease the amount of time it takes me to set up and break down. Okay, so step number one is to get all the stuff that you see lying in the TV booth actually installed into the booth. Now, I've put some of my rack stuff in there just to kind of hold it in place because I didn't want to pile everything up, but it's not how it's going to look when it's all said and done. After today, once we get the rack all ready to go, we can throw in the turntables, the mixer, start hooking up computers, start testing everything out, because the goal is to have this thing out ASAP. So the first thing we got to do is take all of this out because this isn't the final look setup. I don't know what you would call it. We got a drawer we have to install, and we also have a few other things we got to put in, and we got to wire all of this. So we're going to pull this out and get that started. Let's go. All right, first piece to go in, the drawer. Now, if you have a rack, you should have a drawer. It's nice to have something to store things, you know, whether it's like medical supplies or your microphones or whatever. It's always good to have a drawer. As it turns out, it's not level. Okay, next we have inputs. So we're going to use our old patch panel for right now. I'm actually getting a new panel designed by NLFX Pro. Here's the look at it. But until we get that panel in, we're just going to reuse some old parts. The one thing I don't want to do, though, is have like multiple power cords hanging out. So I want one power con connection. So we're going to install this into the patch panel, and we're going to run all of our power through PowerCon because that just makes more sense. So now time for my least favorite part of doing anything with a rack, and that's installing these ports onto this panel. Let's watch me struggle. This is hands down the worst part, is getting these little nuts screwed in. All right, I think I got it far enough with my hand. I'm gonna have to use a tool. All right, so we got it in, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, which means that something inevitably on this project is gonna go horribly wrong. It's just not this time. Anyway, let's get this shit put in. Before we install our rack mount panel, we're gonna put in these outlets. We ran into our first problem. The holes aren't lining up, which means the drawer needs to be dropped down a smidge. Let's get it done. All right, now that we have our power and our patches put together, It's time to start doing a little bit of wiring. So the first thing we're going to do is add this power Y adapter to go into the power con so that we can send power to these outlets as well as a Furman. In order to get everything wired up, we have this big bundle of XLRs. Now, if you noticed, I have each cable color coded. I decided to use colored electrical tape to color code each individual XLR so I know which port they go to on the QSC TouchMix. I know they sell XLRs already in different colors, but I don't trust the brands because like you can get a 12 pack for like 36 bucks as opposed to one of these pig hog wires, which is like $15 a piece. I just like the quality of the pig hogs, and I figured, you know, no harm, no foul. Using some electrical tape, we can color code them still, and I still get a high quality wire. I understand color coding wires can be a bit like OCD, but when you're dealing with something like a rack and you have multiple inputs and outputs, if an XLR cable fails, the last thing you want to do is go digging around trying to figure out which one is which. If they're color coded, then you can just look and say, all right, well, aux1 is black. Let me look for the black wire on the opposite side, unplug that, you can rerun a wire and you're good to go. It makes things a lot easier and keeps everything a lot more organized. Our first run we're going to make is going to be our DJ outputs. So we're going to go from the master out of the TouchMix, which is sitting right here, to the DJ output of the panel. All right, our master outs are wired. All right, next we're going to wire our auxiliary outputs. So we have blue, pink, green, and red, and we're going to get this all wired up. On this patch panel, I do have two inputs that I am going to pre-wire just in case I need to run musicians or really anything through an input. When I get my new panel, I'm going to have inputs for every last input on the TouchMix. But for right now, we're just going to run the two. All right, next step in this process is getting the microphone, antenna, and power distribution module installed, as well as the mics. So obviously the antenna distro, you have to hook up the microphones, antennas to the distro using these cables. So I've color coordinated these cables as well using colored electrical tape because, well, it works. So I'm going to plug these up. I'll know which antenna goes to which. That way, when I go to install the mics, I'm not guessing. I don't have to follow cables. I just know. So let's get this bad boy installed. All right, next it's time to get the microphones installed into the rack. Now it's time to get the power conditioner installed and get everything wired up and secure so everything has power. Okay, so one of the things I want to do before I put the power conditioner in is this little Y splitter. I want to secure it to the side panel right here, just so like it's not wiggling around and moving in here and like messing with the connections on the power con. We just want to make sure it's nice and secure. So to do that, we're going to use a little Velcro. Velcro always does the trick. And just like that, our power is secure. Now it's time to get this power conditioner in. We have the power conditioner plugged in. We have the outlets plugged in. We ran power. Before we plug anything in, if I'm going to blow anything up, it's going to be this power conditioner. So let's see if everything is wired right. That works. And we got a light on here. Would you look at that? Everything's wired right. Next step is getting power to everything else. So Let's do that. Okay, so when you install power supplies, the last thing you want to do is leave these things kind of floating around doing nothing. So we use Velcro on the back of them. And when I'm looking here to see where I'm going to secure these to, right on top of this drawer is actually the perfect spot. There's enough room between here and here that this brick fits nice. It'll sit flat. We can Velcro it down. It'll be secure. And then we can route all the cables and everything will be good. So let's do it. So the first power supply we're going to run is the Shure UA844 Plus SWB power supply. That way we can get the microphones powered. And then the next step will be the QSC. So let's get into it. Okay, so I forgot to hit record while running the power line for the TouchMix, but we're going to mount this right here, right next to the Shure, Velcro it down so it'll be nice and secure, and it'll give us access to the port just in case the power plug comes undone, because like sometimes, you know, in transport, stuff like that happens. So this will be a good way to make sure that everything stays nice and tight and cohesive, and yeah, let's get this bad boy Velcro down. All right, that looks good. Now it's time to get everything wired up and powered on. Now, I'm not a fan of all this straggly stuff, so we're gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Okay, now it's time for the big test. Does everything turn on? We got mics, we got TouchMix. Let's go. Okay, so version 1 of phase 2 is complete. We got all the rack equipment installed into the rack. We've got everything squared away, powered on, looking good. That's phase 2 version 1. Like I said, version 2 is going to come a little bit later when my custom panel from NLFX Pro comes in. But for right now, this is what we're going to be doing with this rack. So that was phase 2. Like I said, phase 1 was the facelift. I took all the wood paneling off, I painted it. Phase 2 was getting all the rack equipment installed. And phase 3, which is going to be the next video, is going to be all about getting the auxiliary equipment installed. So putting in the turntables, the mixer, the wireless router, getting the TV plugged up, the HDMI ran, the laptop power supplies, the Wolf Mix power supply. We've got a whole bunch more to do to get this booth functional, and hopefully we can get it all done by next week because I want to use this thing at an event. With that said, my name is Seth Velez, aka DJ Seth V. This is DJ Tech Tips. Thank you for watching, and we out.